The aftermath of some of Mali's worst civil unrest in years. Since Friday, several people have been killed and dozens injured. Heavily armed security forces are now patrolling much of the capital Bamako, but not this street. It's being manned by anti-government protesters. They've set up barricades to prevent security forces from arresting MAHMOUD DICKO, head of the opposition coalition, at his home. He's been leading the protests that started on Friday, calling for President Ibrahim Keita to resign.
What I wish is that we can calm the situation. After all, Mali belongs to us all. We shouldn't destroy our country because we're angry. I truly believe people must return to reason. We must talk, even if we don't agree with one another. By doing so, we might even come to an agreement.
DICKO and his supporters insist on the need for big reforms. They're unhappy with the president's handling of a long-running armed conflict and an economic crisis, and they've rejected President Keita's concessions over this year's disputed parliamentary election.
We want profound change. Our fight is not just about the dissolution of the assembly, but our fight is for President Keita's departure once and for all, and for a new Mali. We are determined to go all the way. If he wants to use tear gas, I'm ready to take my share of bullets to join my creator. But Mali has to be what we want it to be.
MOHAMED says this is where security forces threw tear gas at protesters and fired live bullets. He adds he was almost killed as a bullet grazed his arm.
We've been here for 4 days now, but the police are making arbitrary arrests. They've arrested members of the M5 movement and those from the moral authorities under Imam DICKO.
President Keita, who's been in power since 2013, has already made several attempts to calm the tensions, including a promise to dissolve the constitutional court involved in this year's disputed parliamentary election, and free several detained opposition figures.
I wasn't arrested, I was kidnapped. You see, they came here to my house at 11 p.m., banged on the door and disguised themselves as part of the family. They came in, they dragged me out of my living room almost naked and took me away. So for 2 days I slept in an unsanitary washroom with no food, no contact, in total isolation. So for me, it was an assassination attempt.
Amid all this, a video of the president's son Karim partying on a yacht went viral on social media. He's now resigned from his parliamentary role. It's not clear whether Keita can appease the protesters, but the United Nations, European Union and African Union are all calling for talks and have condemned the use of lethal force by security forces. Sara, Khairat, Al Jazeera.